In this video, I'm going to show you how to take a standard Starbucks handle bag and turn it into a origami wallet. So let's get started. The materials you'll need for this project are very simple. You will need a Starbucks paper handle bag, you will need a pencil, you will need a straight edge ruler, and you will need a craft knife. The other crease that's on this bag that we will use is the crease that's right here, which is formed by when the bags are folded like that. So your bag should probably already have that crease. If it doesn't, you can go ahead and do that. First thing you need to do is get yourself a Starbucks handle bag and then take it apart and flatten it. What we'll do is work on this seam here. We won't be using the area of paper that is here, so you don't have to be all that gentle here, but you do want to be careful when you're taking apart the bottom of the bag, as we will be using the paper that is in this area, so you don't want to waste that paper. So it pays to spend a little extra time taking this apart carefully. The next thing we want to do is take off these handles, and again, this is a part of the paper that we will be using, so take some extra care in getting this off without tearing through the paper. Okay, now that we have our flattened Starbucks bag, what we're going to do is we're going to use this crease right here that's part of the bag itself as a starting point for cutting the bag and measuring into pieces. So the first thing I like to do is take a straight edge, find this crease, this will now be the reference point that we use for the rest of the measurements. So what we'll do is we'll take this crease and we'll make it a little bit better defined, and we will line up this edge as we fold to make sure that the crease is at a right angle. So we fold, we line this edge up because that's our reference edge, and we give it a nice crease. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to measure down from this crease this way to give us the required distance for starting. We need a ruler, and we do 6 5/8 inches down from that crease. So 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/8 down from that crease is where we're going to cut here. If you want and you don't have a paper cutter, you can just measure down, use this crease as a guide and measure 6 5/8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you will have 2 marks with which to make the cut. So I will make that cut. Now, I'm not going to be incredibly precise when I'm making a lot of these measurements and a lot of these cuts. to show you a couple things. One is it's tough working with paper bag because it stretches, it's got creases in it. And the other reason is to show that this has a lot of tolerances. You don't have to be exactly precise to make this work, which is really nice. Okay, the other measurement we need to make is how wide this is going to be. 15¼ inches is how long we want it to be from this point this way. So take our handy ruler, 15¼ inches. Quick and easy way to make that cut is to turn it over. Using this cut as a guide, we find the mark, pencil mark I made right there, which you probably can't see, but you get the idea. Line it up, line this edge up with this edge, make the fold, and that is where I will make the cut. Okay, now we have the right size paper bag. Flip it over and fold the paper in half. Again, because I was not being exactly precise, things won't line up exactly, so kind of make sure the edges line up, but this edge and this edge may not be exact. Fold it in half, and again, this will show that you don't have to be exactly precise to make this work. Okay, once you have that center fold done, then you will fold these edges into the center, like this. So again, you'll see that things didn't line up exactly, but it's still going to work. Okay. Now we start from this side, and we're going to fold these corners up and align it with the center line. Now I find it helps to do them both at the same time so that you can get them to be more or less the same. Okay, then turn the paper over, and what we're doing is we're going to fold this corner up to the edge of where that crease meets the edge, and same on this side. So we're going to just fold these up to where they meet. Make sure that lines up more or less. Alright, now we're going to take this corner and fold it to that intersection of creases we just made. Right. We do the same thing on this side. Like that. And this should, with just the right amount of encouragement, depending upon how inexact you were, you gotta be careful. You will be fighting with the creases that were already in the paper bag. There we go. Very nice. And on this side, you do the same thing. And here's where you can tidy up some of the folds if you want. Okay. Now, that fold that we made here from the natural fold in the bag, which is right here, is the height of our wallet. And so we'll just fold this over this way on that crease. So it's below this, it's right around here. See, so you will fold below this line like this. And that's the beginnings of, that's the outside of your wallet right there. Turn it over, and we're going to fold this up just above the bottom edge here. It doesn't have to be, there's no precise measurement. What's going to happen is we're going to tuck this into this pocket here. So we don't want this to go all the way, the fold to go all the way to the bottom, because it'll be really tight and it'll cause the wallet to buckle and won't lay flat very well. So just a little bit off the bottom edge, just a little bit. Alright, and then what we're going to do is fold this down so that you have about a ½ an inch. If you really want to measure it and make sure it's going to fit, take a card, put it right here on this edge, and fold it down over like that, because this will be your credit card pocket. And that's one way to kind of even it out, make sure the folds are more or less even. Okay, now you're going to open up the top part of the wallet, and you're going to create the this fold here for the pocket for cards and things like that. And the way we're going to do that is, one good way is to make a light 45-degree crease. There'll be this crease right here that you made. Just fold this corner over, and that's a guideline, because this is the 45-degree that matches what you just did. And what you want is you want to make a fold that winds up in this area, so that it clears and shows up on the wallet. But other than that, it's just a taste. It's not very critical. You don't have to have the corner line up with this crease. It may not be a bad way to anchor it for the first time you do it, and then just sort of make a fold. Like I said, there's nothing critical as long as it's to this side of this 45-degree. Now, to make sure that the other side is the same, you can go ahead and fold your wallet in half this way, and just fold this edge to match, like that. And it's the same. And then on this top crease here that you made, just go ahead and fold this backwards. Recollapse these pockets, and then what you're going to do is you're going to, this is going to be a little fiddly, but with a little practice and a little patience you'll get it. You're going to tuck this into this pocket. So this is going to you can kind of see what happens to this flap right here, and it's not very smooth when it does it, but it's going to fold in like that. But that should happen fairly naturally if you just open this up and shove the corner in and just sort of pretty those folds up a little bit. Alright, I'll do this side a little slower. You open up this pocket and you just push that into the pocket, and that you'll see this corner right here just needs a little bit of encouragement. Play nice. Give it a little bit of a flat. Now, take this corner right here, and you will have created a little tiny flap right here that this can tuck into. Depending upon how far down you folded this, you may have may not tuck in a lot. There may not be a lot of a tuck in, but you can kind of see how that slips in like that. All right. When you first do it, it's not going to be very flat. It's going to puff and buckle, but you give it a good fold, and then just put some pressure on it to flatten it up, even out the creases, and what you will have is a nice wallet where you can put, you got your money that goes in there. You have this nice pocket to slide in cards. And you can put cards back here. And back here. And there you have a Starbucks paper bag wallet. If you spend a little extra time making sure your cuts and your folds are precise, it'll go together a little bit neater, but it works pretty well if you just kind of do things pretty close. And if you have other paper bags, you can make wallets out of those. You have some interesting things. Something like this will last you a month, 2 months, depending upon how rough you are on your wallets, but the material is more or less free. You can make this out of any kind of paper you want. I gave you the landmarks to make the wallet from the Starbucks bag, but with a little bit of creativity, you should be able to make that from any piece of paper. Generally, I use a piece of paper that's 13 inches tall by 15.5 inches wide. Because of where the design is on the Starbucks wallet, it isn't quite as high as I normally like it to be, but it works. Enjoy!